It's true. You know what it is. Men are the weaker gender. Medical statistics prove it all the time. I mean, you take any serious illness or condition, disease, whatever, you infect the same amount of men as women, and almost every single time, more men are going to die than women. Why is that? I mean, think about it. Coronavirus alone, in South Korea, 54% males dead, or 54% of the deaths were men. In China, 64%. Italy, over 70%. Heart disease, 24% more men than women. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, in Asia, it was almost more than double men versus women. Okay? And these are just a few conditions, but it goes almost all the way down the line. About the only thing women beat men in, as far as serious diseases and illnesses and death rates, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, the things we can't get. But if we could. So, what does that mean? It must mean we are the weaker gender. Now, I'll actually say we probably are. The reason why, you see, it's not actually physical. It's a physical manifestation of what's really going on. It's not genetics like we think so often. It's our fear of expressing our fear. It's our fear of facing our emotions. It's our fear of not being what we think is a real man, being the tough guy, being the Rambo, the commando, the Jean-Claude Van Dammes of the world. Think of it, every hero we had growing up, every man we were taught to idolize, was always quiet, didn't have a lot to say, definitely didn't talk about his emotions. He just went, kicked ass, and killed people whenever he got angry. Yet, as we grew up, we were never taught how to process anger. We were just told we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to be violent. Not allowed to get rid of it. You got to pack it in. You also got to pack it in with sadness. You got to pack in all that anxiety, all that fear, all that stress, all the hurt. And you never let them know they got you. That was one of the first things I remember my dad teaching me. He's like, if somebody even walks up and punches you in the face, I don't care how much it hurts, you look at them and smile and never let them know you're hurt. Never show emotion. He said, that's how you lose. He's like, only weaklings do that, right? Only girls have emotion. Boys don't cry. All that crap we're told from the heck. Most men are terrified to stop and ask for directions, much less let someone know they feel sad. Or they're afraid. God forbid you ever, as a man, admit you have some fear. And it's not just us. You see, women are taught that their men should show up this way as well. It has been passed down generation after generation after generation. And then we get in these relationships, and then we have this sacred relationship, this safe place where we can be ourselves, finally. And then what happens? We express a little too much vulnerability, a little too much emotion. And we hear things like, keep that shit to yourself. Or women don't want a man who's freaking out. But women want a man who's handling their business. You see, we live in this constant state of hiding ourselves. I mean, make a fist right now and clench it up. Tell me how long before it starts hurting. It's going to be about 4 seconds, maybe less. That's what our bodies are on. They're constantly trying to keep that, like a beach ball under the water, trying to keep our true, authentic human selves below the surface. Got to keep it hid. Got to sweep it under the rug. Keep a poker face. Play it cool. You want to know what a real man is? You want to be a real man? You want to be a true, strong man? Admit when you're afraid. Admit when you're sad. Admit when you're hurt. Admit that you don't know what the hell you're supposed to do right now. All that shit about keeping it to yourself is just that. It's shit. It's crap. Throw it out. That's what's toxic. You see, we throw around this idea of toxic masculinity, and it's a load of garbage. There's nothing toxic about being masculine. Your behavior is toxic. Your thought pattern can be toxic. but not being masculine. There's wounded masculine. And all that is a wounded little boy trapped in a man's body, afraid to heal, afraid to face what he needs to face to heal, because we've been told for decades, ever since we were born, we've been told by society how we're supposed to act, and it is damn sure not by expressing ourselves, not expressing anything real. So now, it's time to step up. It's time for you to be a real man. Express it. Admit. Just say it one time. Go look in the mirror right now. Say, I'm afraid. I'm sad. I'm terrified of this epidemic that's going on with this coronavirus. I don't know that I'm going to be able to provide for my family. Admit that. Admit it to yourself. And then take it to the next level and admit it to one person. Admit it to a group. You don't have someone? Reach out to me there. If I can't be there for you, I will help you get in contact with someone. But get some support. You see, we ask for support not because we are weak, but because we want to remain strong. And true strength lies in vulnerability and facing who you really are. Stop social distancing yourself from your true authentic self. Stop quarantining your emotions. You're human. You're allowed to have them. Now, go face it.